Welcome back to Living 808. Psychiatry wasn't always the plan, but a renewed sense of purpose turned uncertainty into passion and advocacy for mental wellness. And joining us today on Living 808 to share more about mental wellness and her journey and insights is Doreen Fukushima of Kaiser Kauai. Aloha.
Aloha.
So excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Of course. And I hear you have a really interesting story. So I'm excited to talk more about you and learn more. But let's talk about what inspired you. What inspired you to get into this field?
Psychiatry was not on my list. I actually wanted to be a family doctor, and it didn't work out. So what I liked about psychiatry, it was the one specialty where they said, take your time, get to know people, let them trust you, because they're going to tell you things they won't tell anyone in this world. And so that's a relationship I hold sacred with people, that they are willing to tell me things that, you know, they need to get off their chest, because otherwise it stays in there and it does a lot of damage.
And let's talk about that. I mean, the importance of, psychiatry and having someone to talk to.
It's very important to have someone to talk to, because otherwise you're going to be like a steam kettle and it's going to burst. So just even if it's not a psychiatrist at first, it's a friend, it's a coach, it's a neighbor, somebody you trust. And if that person can help you, great. And if he needs to get to more, then a therapist or a psychiatrist.
And I think what's so beautiful nowadays too, I think it's just so much more widely accepted. I feel like there was such a stigma around going to a therapist or a psychiatrist for so long, but now it's like, if you don't, it's like, wait, why not, right? And so I think that's something that's so beautiful. Have you noticed a change in recent years about, I guess, comfortability with people wanting to see you and open up?
Yeah, more people are coming. There still, unfortunately, is a stigma that I'm trying to break, because I kind of feel that people should go to a psychiatrist or a therapist like they would their primary doctor. Once a year, just check in with your therapist, and if anything's going on, they can say, hey, I think you need some therapy. I think you need a little bit of treatment. It's good we got this, just like you would want to get ahead of diabetes.
Definitely. And I think it's something that everyone can benefit from in different ways. You don't necessarily even have to be going through a hard time. I think a lot of people correlate it with that, like, oh, if you have experienced some recent trauma or things of that nature. But I think if you're just willing to grow and, wanting to learn and understand yourself a bit more, then you can benefit for something like this. And let's talk about what sets you apart, because I know there are a lot of, potential options out there, but why should someone come talk to you?
I'm a little different than every other psychiatrist. I don't judge. We're taught not to judge, but I'm also very real with people. I've been through my demons. I still go through demons. And when somebody's having a hard time and they're thinking I'm judging, I'm like, I don't judge you. Look, I've been through my crazy train too, and I've had to process that. So when you're ready, we will talk about it. I'll tell you how to get out of it. But sometimes people aren't ready to deviate from something that's dysfunctional, because it means change, and change is very hard for people.
And change is scary too, because then you're kind of jumping into the unknown, and then it's like, and then what, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, and let's talk about, I guess, new things, because maybe some people have tried therapy or gone to a psychiatrist in the past. Maybe it was 20, 30 years ago, but things have changed. But can you share maybe some exciting initiatives or maybe even products that you could tell us about?
Yes. People know traditionally psychiatric medications, which they have a stigma. They do work and they have their place, and there's talk therapy, which is excellent. I do a treatment called transcranial magnetic stimulation.
Whoa, what is that?
Big scary name. What it basically is, it's an FDA-approved procedure, and it's a magnet that goes on the outside of the head, and it gives an electrical pulse, kind of similar to an MRI machine. And what it's doing is it's helping the brain heal itself, it's helping it grow, it's also stimulating neurons that are kind of underactive when we have depression or anxiety or OCD. And it's a non-invasive way. It's very effective, minimal side effects.
Oh, interesting. Oh, so it's all external.
It's external. It's on the outside of the head.
Okay. And so who would benefit from something like that?
Anybody. Honestly,
really?
if I have tried these treatments just to make sure when I tell a patient, like, you can tolerate it, like I did it. I even have recently purchased a machine that does it for the pelvic floor for incontinence and erectile dysfunction. So magnetic treatments, because the body's all energy. So if we can do it, it's kind of like stimulating the pelvic floor muscles to basically do like 12,000 Kegel exercises in 28 minutes. So that helps a lot with women who have had multiple kids and are incontinent now.
Interesting. So that makes sense. I mean, muscle stimulation makes sense, but your brain, how does that work then? Because why would stimulating the brain with a pulse help benefit?
Because when we have depression or anxiety, what's happening is the frontal part of the brain is not producing the neurotransmitters we need. So they're underactive, and we have the symptoms: sleep problems, appetite changes, lack of focus. So the machine is kind of rehabbing the brain and telling the neurons, wake up, fire the way you're supposed to fire. Because what medications do is they try to kind of artificially stop the breakdown of the neurotransmitters so more is released, but people can't tolerate medications or they don't get them all the way better. So this is a way to directly target what's dysfunctional in the brain, what's not working right.
Oh, that's super interesting. Well, if people want to learn more, maybe want to get in touch with you, where's a website or how do we go to find out more about you?
Yes, I have a website, like if you Googled me or Ho'oponopono TMS, I think Hawaii.com. Sorry, I don't memorize my thing.
No, perfect. You were right. That was
that
we
right?
have it on
Okay.
screen. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. The website's right there. We'll have all their info on our website as well at kh12.com. But that's really interesting. Some new treatments. I mean, when you talk about mental health, again, whether it's looking for someone just to talk to or whether you're interested in exploring some new opportunities, make sure you check them out. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
All right, so much more on Living808 when we come back. When we wrap